Claude Design created this website for me, but it also created this website, and the only difference was the way that I prompted it. Now, most people who teach you how to create websites with Claude Design will tell you to use Claude Code or a lot of third-party plugins, but I've discovered that if you just learn 3 or 4 simple tricks, you can easily create beautiful websites like this directly inside of Claude Design. So if you're looking for the simplest way to create nice websites with Claude Design, then this is the right video for you. To get started, navigate to claude.ai/design. And this is Claude Design. It's included with your Claude subscription, so if you have a Claude plan, this isn't going to cost you anything extra. At the top here, you can describe what you want Claude to design for you. Normally, when I'm using Claude Design, I will start with one of these templates. However, as you see, there's currently no template for websites, so we will not select a template. Next, you'll want to describe in here what the website is that you want Claude Design to build for you. And this is where people start to get stuck because they're not sure what information to put into the prompt box and what to include. So what I'll do for now is I'll share all the tips that I've learned about how to prompt Claude the right way so that you can create stunning websites with zero design experience. The first tip I have for you is something not to do. A lot of people will tell you that before putting a prompt in here, you should use regular Claude chat to help you come up with the prompt to use in Claude Design. But Claude Design is so good at what it does, which is design work, that I have found that it's unnecessary and in a lot of cases will get you worse results if you first have regular chat build your prompt for you. We want Claude Design to do what it does best, which is design work. All right, so we'll come over to the prompt box inside of Claude Design and start describing the website that we wanted to create. And my second tip is to always tell Claude Design 3 different things when you're asking it to create anything for you, including a website. And those 3 things are what you want the website to look like, who the target audience is, and what your goal is. For this example, I'm going to ask Claude Design to create a landing page for a little side hustle I'm working on. I want to start selling baked goods at my local farmer's market each Saturday morning. So I told Claude Design what I want the website to look like, a fun, colorful, interactive website. I told it who the target audience is, residents of Boulder, Colorado, who go to the farmer's market each week, and then what my goal is to get people to visit my table there. Notice that for the look of the website, I don't have super specific information in here. I just said a fun, colorful website. I'm not pretending to be a designer. I'm speaking the language that I know how to speak and doing the best that I can at describing what I want the website to look and feel like, even if I don't have a full, clear vision of that yet. Next, if you have any files that you can give Claude Design as context, I suggest that you attach those to your prompt. You can do that by clicking this plus icon right here, and then click on Attach File. Here, you can see I have a price list for my baked goods and a menu and a few other things, so I'll attach all of those by selecting all of them and clicking on Open. Then at the bottom of the prompt, I'll just tell Claude Design to check the attached files for some more context about what I sell. Now that the prompt is complete, there are a few other options that I want to show you down here. First, you can choose a design system. I'll show you what those are and how they work in a minute, but for right now, I want to show you what a website looks like without a design system. I'll also choose a model. I always use Opus, and then I'll submit this. After submitting your prompt to Claude Design, it may sometimes ask you some follow-up questions about what you want the website to look like. Other times though, it will just get to work right away. And that's what it did for me, and here is the website that it created. Overall, I think that this website looks fine. Obviously, there are some placeholders where we have to add photos, and it's colorful. It has that fun vibe that I was going for, some nice colors to it. Yeah, so it's okay, but quite honestly, it doesn't wow me. And that's because it's missing 2 crucial things. The first is what I call personalization. This website is extremely generic. It could belong to anyone or any brand. So we can begin to change that with some photos and images. Now, if you have real images of your product or yourself or your business, obviously you will want to use those. In this case though, I came over to ChatGPT, gave it my menu, and told it to create images of all of the baked goods that I sell. I also asked ChatGPT to create an image of our table at the farmer's market, and then I downloaded all of those images. Then I came back to Claude Design and gave it the exact same prompt that we gave it before. But this time I'm going to upload not only the files that contain my menu, but also all of those images. Great. And then I'll tell Claude Design to use the attached images throughout the website. The second missing component that is crucial to creating a stunning website is a design system. A design system tells Claude Design the colors you want to use, the fonts, and the overall feel of the website. You can create a new one by coming over to Claude Design and coming down here on the bottom where it says Design Systems. Click on this and then click on Create Design System. We'll create one here. We're not going to use Claude Code for this. There are several different ways that you can set up a design system, but I found that the easiest way to do it is just to take screenshots of websites that you really like and then give them to Claude Design as inspiration. There are many websites that you can look at to find inspiration. This one is called landbook.com. There's also onepagelove.com and dribble.com. There are a ton of these. So you can come over to any of these and start looking around for inspiration. Here, for instance, I will search for bakery. Let me see if anything comes up for that. No. So maybe look up food and see if anything comes up. I'll spend a few minutes looking around here until I find a few websites that I really like that will match my brand. Okay, I've narrowed it down to 2 different websites that I think could be nice inspiration for what I'm going for. This is the first one right here. I really like the vibes of it, the colors that are used, and I also really like this one as well. This one's for a coffee brand. Honestly, both of them are really nice, but I think for the bakery vibes, I'm going to go with this one. So now all I have to do is take a couple of screenshots of this page. So there's one screenshot, and I'll scroll down and take another screenshot. Great. Both of those are now saved on my computer, so I can come back to Claude Design, and then down here under fonts, logos, and assets, you can upload images. So I will upload both of those screenshots that I just took. Then in the notes section, tell Claude Design that you want to use those screenshots as inspiration for your design system. You're not ripping anyone off here. You're making it very clear that this is not a website that you own, and you don't want to copy it exactly. What you're just using this for is inspiration to point Claude Design in the right direction. So with all of that filled in, you can also, at the top here, put in the name. So I will call this design system Blue Bakery. And then you can click on Continue to Generate on the top right. That will usually take a few minutes, so just be a little patient, and then your design system will be ready. Here is our completed design system. You can see it identified the colors that were used, the fonts that were used. You can even see some of the visuals in here as well. If you want to make any changes to this, you can just describe those over here in the chat on the left. But if you're not a designer, this may not make a lot of sense to you. And my advice would be just to trust it for now. Claude Design is really good at putting together these design systems. So just trust it. And if at any point you want changes in the future, when you actually use the design system, you're going to be able to do that. So let's leave this as is and use it for our website. So I'll return back to the prompt that we're building. And then right here where it says design system, I can click on this and select the design system we just created, which is called Blue Bakery. So now we have all of the information that Claude Design needs. So we can click over here on the right on the arrow to submit that. All right, here's our new website. And already you can tell this looks so much better. No longer do we have the super generic website that we had before. This one looks a lot more intentional with the design, and of course a lot more personal because we have images here of our table at the farmer's market and images of the products that we're selling. We still have to fine tune a little bit here, like there are some missing images because I didn't give it images of the flourless peanut butter cookie or the vegan double chocolate, for instance. So I would ask ChatGPT to create those additional images and then give them to Claude Design so it can fill those in. You could also tell Claude Design to make any changes. So this tagline right here, I don't love. So what I will do is click on this comment tool right here and then select that and just say, change this to your new Saturday morning treat or whatever you want to change it to. So now that's telling Claude Design that I want to update that headline. And I love this comment tool because I don't know what all these different sections on the websites are called or all these different design elements. And now all I have to do is select comment, point to exactly what I want it to change, and then just describe the change I want to make. It makes it a lot easier to work with Claude Design. So overall, I think this website looks really nice. But if you want to take things up a level, then one thing you may want to add is movement and animations. So check out this website right here. Already, this one looks elevated compared to ours because there's movement here. We have this video that's playing, and then we have this carousel down here that's automatically moving. If we come down here to the images of the food, you hover over them and they all flip over and tell you what the food is. This can be a little bit tricky to do inside of Claude Design, but let me show you how you can get started with this. So the first thing we need is a video. For this, I'm going to use Gemini because with my Gemini subscription, I can create videos for free. So here I've just come over to a new chat and told it to create a video for a bakery called Sunrise Crumb, show the baked goods being sold at the farmer's market. So now we have a video for that, and I just went ahead and downloaded that. And then coming over to Claude Design, I gave it the same prompt we gave it before, but uploaded the video that we just generated and gave it the 2 screenshots of the parts of this website that I really liked, which was the top here, where this video is playing, and down here, where these cards flip over. And I told Claude Design, I want to use those to inform the layout of both of those sections. I don't want you to copy the design or the colors. They're simply representing the layout that I want you to use. And then from all of that, Claude Design created this website for me, which I think looks really nice. We have the video playing up here at the top. Scrolling down here, we can see some images of the products, and when you hover over them, they flip over. We have the really nice clean menu here, and then this section down here at the bottom. From there, play around with it and iterate on your existing design. That's what I did right here. I didn't love how much space the video was taking up at the top, so I told Claude Design to put the video side by side with some text on the left, like we had over here with the original design. In fact, I took a screenshot of this and pasted it in here as an example, but told Claude Design instead of an image, put the video over on the right. It came out really nice, I think. The last thing that we can add to this to elevate it a little bit more are scrolling animations. So I'm just going to tell Claude Design to add scroll animations so the elements get revealed as I scroll. And then here's what it looks like with those scroll animations. As we scroll down, new elements on the page get revealed. It looks a lot more professional when you do that. So we started out with this, then with a design system and some of our own images, we were able to create this. And then with some movement and animations, we have this website. And then let me show you one other quick example of how you can put this entire system together. So this is another website I was working on for a local restaurant called The Farmer's Table. This design does not have a design system and it does not have any animations, but I did include into it some of the images I created with ChatGPT. So already this one looks okay, but then I found this website that I really like the look of. So I took a few screenshots of this and used this as inspiration for a design system. And I also generated a video of a chef cooking with a black background. And that's really important because that allowed me to do this, where the video of him fades into the rest of the website and has that really cool effect to it. And then when you scroll down, you can see the animations as everything gets revealed as you scroll. So definitely a lot more elevated than the original website that I generated. So that's how you create stunning websites using only Claude Design and some other elements from ChatGPT or Gemini, but pretty much just Claude Design. Now, another thing you can do with Claude Design is create animations and motion graphics like these. I made an entire video about how to do this. So if you want to check that out, click on this video right here. I run through some simple ways to create these motion graphics. So if you want to learn how to do that, click on this video and I'll see you over there in 1 second. Bye for now.